Welcome.
Greg.
Welcome all to this wonderful reaction channel. We ain't raised right.
That's a hug, Chase.
We ain't raised right.
We ain't something.
Well,
We
we're not
ain't
bright.
making it.
We're not bright.
We ain't right. Period.
We're also that too.
We like bacon.
We do
And
like
us not being bright is going to
bourbon?
lead into who we're reacting to today.
Bourbon.
But before I do any of that, I like bourbon.
Bacon.
No,
Mhm.
no, not with
You don't like bacon?
not with my bourbon.
No, I didn't say that. I said I like bourbon.
Oh,
I like bacon.
yeah. And I
Just
like
not maple bourbon.
So please,
No,
like,
no
comment,
more
and
bacon.
subscribe.
No.
Please check
was
us out.
No more maple bourbon. No.
Maple Bergen.
All four of us get together,
Yeah, we do.
do a live stream together
Yep. Now he's yelling. Go ahead.
where they talk over me there too.
We
Oh, yeah.
absolutely fucking do.
Today
But it's
is-
fun.
Today is Patreon.
Today.
Today is Patreon.
Today.
Patreon Tuesday is where
Patreon Tuesday.
we have
Where?
generous people who
We do have
help
generous
out
people.
and have
Generous.
joined our Patreon page, whatever you want
It's
to call
amazing.
it. It is
It's
pretty amazing.
really amazing.
And they help us steer the show. Depending on your level, sometimes you get to choose the actual thing that we're going to react to.
Occasionally.
And sometimes there's just polls, voting polls, Jersey, not the kind that you want to sit on. And this
Get
week,
it right. I spin on them to make money.
all
Wow.
sit and spin. Got it.
I don't
This week, the poll was for Warhammer 40K song. That was an original by Cole McGinnis called Paid in Full.
Yep.
Beautiful Life by Tommy Johansson, which is an Ace of Base cover. And America Obliterates Half of Iran's Navy in 8 hours, Operation Praying Mantis by Fat Electrician.
That sounds like a winner.
That is the winner.
I guess.
By far. That,
Wow. Really?
57% of the votes. 4 people didn't vote. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Your vote matters.
Butcher's looking at something else on one of his other screens.
Sorry.
Leave the head tie alone.
As I tell my children,
I'm
if you were
looking at
sorry, you
Steam,
would
fuckface.
continually do it.
You're right. I'm not sorry.
I know.
Fuck your. Good.
Wait, here we go. I was just looking over there at Jersey.
Okay, here we go.
Shut up.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes, the time that the U.S. Navy got upset and destroyed half of Iran's entire naval fleet in a single 8-hour workday.
That was really cool. I
Wow.
wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click. Just fuck. Beep, boop, beep, pop. Lights. That's awesome.
Oh, wait.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Jersey, didn't you tell us one time that you read or heard him say that he bought a metronome and he read somewhere it's like 24 beats per something or other to get the perfect cadence so that he's very listenable.
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good at that. And that was an incredible way to open a video. I wish we were that good.
Today we're talking about Operation Praying Mantis. But real quick, this video is sponsored by Zydax Custom Gaming PCs. They are all built right here in America with American-based tech support and a lifetime.
I wish we were endorsed by these guys.
God damn! Look at that.
Yeah.
Just
That's amazing.
hey, can I get one of them at a discount?
Right?
Here we go.
Warranty. It's the computer that I use and the one that I would recommend. I'll have them linked down below if you want to check them out. Let's get to this video. All right, important background info. 1980, Iraq decided to invade Iran. Why? Don't really care. Not pertinent to the story. However, at the
Love it.
This guy's so awesome.
Not
Don't
important.
really care.
The why
Not
is
important to the story. All right, here we
the
go.
end of that war, Iran decides, hey, we're going to pull a page out of the old Art of War by Sun Tzu. We're going to cut off the enemy supply lines, deprive the enemy of nice things. It's going to work out great. Iraq's got a weak navy. We're going to wipe out their navy. And then every time they send out an oil tanker through the Persian Gulf, we're going to blow that up. So they can't sell any liquid dinosaur. They can't make any money. They go broke. We win the war. Hooray. It's a solid plan. So they do exactly that. Then Kuwait comes out of left field and they're like, hey, we've been financially backing Iraq through this entire war for the past 7 years. We need to make sure they win so we can get our money back. So we're going to go ahead and let Iraq use our oil tankers to export oil. So
This is interesting because this is from the 80s, he said, or 1980, he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back in the 1900s.
This would explain. I bet you there's more. There's probably more to this, and this is an aside from what he's talking about. This may explain the
storm.
Yeah.
So if you pay attention, not saying you didn't, he said this went on for 7 years.
Right.
So
He
from
said ogre.
1980
Fucking
You're on
listen.
one- it sounds like
from
what he just said-
1980 to 1987,
Yeah.
and this is play.
Okay,
You'll
there
see.
you go.
Iran is like, well, that's an easy problem to solve. I'll just blow up all the Kuwaiti oil tankers as well, which is exactly what they do. But here's the catch. Kuwait at this point in time is like the one major exporter of oil that wasn't really part of OPEC, meaning that they were selling oil on the global market significantly cheaper than everybody else, driving down the entire oil market. And now that their oil tankers are getting blown up as well, it means that Kuwait can no longer sell oil on the cheap, meaning that Iran has now inadvertently committed the cardinal sin of the late 20th century, raising gas prices. Now
This explains the oil shortage or the gas shortage that our parents had to fucking deal with. Here we go.
cardinal sin of the late 20th century, raising gas prices. Now the entire Western world looks over at the Persian Gulf like, the fuck? The ghost of Sun Tzu's sitting there shaking his head like, that's the one exception. I would have messed with any supply line except for that one, because we all know what happens next.
Screaming freedom.
Oh my God. Wait a minute, what did that say? In God
we trust.
All others we.
The one exception, I would have messed with any supply line except for that one, because we all know what happens next.
In all others we track. Nice.
Yeah, America then proceeds to assemble the largest naval convoy operation since World War II, send them into the Persian Gulf to protect Kuwaiti oil tankers. It is at this moment that Iran should have been like, well, that's unfortunate, time to figure out plan B, because this obviously is not going to work out. However, they decide that they're going to double down. What they're going to do is they're going to take a bunch of magnetic underwater mines, and they're
The best part, and the reason why I really enjoy watching this guy is it's interesting facts.
Yes.
It's B, but it's the ability that he can integrate funny shit, to make it interesting,
more palatable. Yes,
right.
It makes history for those who don't have an interest in history, which I do.
Which is me. I don't.
But you add his humor into it. It makes it that much more interesting. Like I bought, and I'm in the middle of reading the Marcellus Clay. I'm in the middle of reading a book from
Clay, Cassius Clay.
Yeah,
Cassius Clay. Yeah, that was cool. Yes, AJ.
Yes, AJ.
I made my feelings already known about this. I wish any of my high school teachers were like this guy.
You did
any of them. I'm not even being selfish and saying all of them. Just any of them.
Yeah. Now, here we go.
They're just going to spread them out all over the Persian Gulf in international waters, and that's not going to have any consequences.
If anybody missed that, that's magnetic minds.
So fast forward, April 14th, 1988, the USS Samuel B. Roberts, a guided missile frigate, which is basically brand new at this point. This is like its first big operation, is out there escorting a Kuwaiti oil tanker, and it runs into a minefield, hits a mine, blows up the keel of the ship. The keel is this bottom part right here. It like supports and stabilizes the structure of the entire ship, and it gets blown completely in half. At this point, the only thing holding this boat together is the actual deck. 1 second, everything's fine. The next second, there's a 15-foot wide hole in the bottom of your ship. Everything's on fire and water is rushing in. The USS Samuel B. Roberts took on half of its weight in water in the first minute. This is a catastrophic amount of damage that would sink 99% of ships, but as fate would have it, the crew of the USS Samuel B. Roberts had already been winning competitions for having the best damage control crew in the Navy. So the entire crew gets to work. They're putting out fires, they're plugging holes, they're literally cinching the hull together with steel cables trying to stabilize it, because the only thing holding it together is a deck at this point. Over the course of the next 5 hours, the entire crew fights their ass off and somehow manages to get the situation under control and limp the ship all the way back to Dubai, where they can get it to a port. And the most incredible part of all of it, not a single American was killed, only 10 men were injured during the fire and the initial explosion. So,
think about that for a second.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
So think about that.
15-foot wide hole, right? And
15-foot wide hole. Okay. Now
that's even bigger than your asshole, Jersey.
Shut up. I'm not even saying like that's fucked up.
Dude,
But
does he
think of
keep
how
his tools up there?
think about how impressive that is. That in under 5 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's not even the first impressive part. The fact that they didn't fucking sink.
That's the ship mechanic, right? As far as the mechanics of the ship, like because they're just built that way, built in the U.S. Navy.
They built
But
different.
yeah, but think about under 5 hours,
And they managed to limp their ass back to fucking port. It's amazing.
That's an
They
accomplishment.
fixed the issue without injury or loss of life.
Yep.
And got it to Dubai.
Yeah. Well, the
So,
loss
like,
of life thing is
Persian
probably
Gulf
due
to
luck.
Dubai
Yeah.
is not a short distance.
No, it's not.
It's not a short distance.
But I'm going to guess that there's going to be some retaliation that's not going to go Iran's way.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The crew survived, the boat's basically completely destroyed. Then America sends in an underwater crew, figure out what happened. They find the remnants of the mine. They check out the other mines. Yep, they're Iranian. At this point, now somebody has to inform the president because this is a big deal. And the president at this point in time is, let me check my notes, fucking Ronald Reagan.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
So they go,
Oh, God.
Wow. Let me check my notes.
Yeah, but then
Fucking
the clip
Ronald
he
Reagan.
plays- But then the clip he plays is fucking
no.
awesome, too. It's not in the context of what happened, but it's a great clip that goes here.
Okay.
and the president at this point in time is, let me check my notes, fucking Ronald Reagan.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
So they go ahead and they brief Ronald Reagan.
I remember.
That was not what that was about.
No,
No,
no, it wasn't.
It was not.
Oh my God! So something like that.
but it
all
worked.
the words that all people are afraid to hear. But in this particular case, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you die. Here we go.
Reagan on everything that happened. He's super happy that everybody survived, and he's like, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to issue a proportional response. And what the U.S. Navy heard was... All right, so here's the plan. Iran has 3 oil rigs.
Wow.
That's glorious.
Navy heard was... All right, so here's the plan. Iran currently has 3 oil rigs in the Persian Gulf that are not being used for drilling oil, but as military bases for their naval operations. So the U.S. Navy is going to go ahead and take out all 3 of those. Now, I don't really know what the guided missile frigate to oil rig exchange ratio is, but we're going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and say that it's not quite proportional enough yet. So Iran also really only has like 2 modern naval vessels. That's the Iranian frigate Sahand and the Iranian frigate Sabatland. They're going to go ahead and take out at least one of those, maybe both. We'll see how proportional they want to get. And then by the time they get all that done, that should be a nice 8-hour workday. It'll be time to clock out and go get some ice cream. So in order to get all this done by quitting time, they're going to go ahead and establish 3 different surface attack groups. Each group is going to have 2 destroyers and
Got to get that ice cream at the end of shift, though.
I was going to say, do you
right.
understand the ice cream reference he's talking about because it's the Navy?
No, I don't.
So in World War II, the U.S. Navy had full ships dedicated to giving ice cream to
No
the
way.
sailors. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
So the reference of him going clock in an 8-hour workday and go to get ice cream is a direct Navy reference to the old World War II ice cream ships.
Which is another nice little through line there because they haven't gathered this many ships since World War II.
Yeah.
Look at that. What a clever fella. Yeah, he's a thinker.
one bonus ship. That bonus
And I'm a stinker.
groups. Each group is going to have 2 destroyers and 1 bonus ship. That bonus ship is either going to be an amphibious landing ship or a frigate. Either way, they're all going to be identified as Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Bravo group is tasked with taking out 2 oil rigs. Charlie group is tasked with taking out the 1 remaining oil rig. And Delta's mission is to go hunt down those 2 frigates and take them out. And then, just for insurance purposes, we're also going to have the USS Enterprise parked right outside the Persian Gulf to provide air support, in case we need it. So, April 18th, 1988, 4 days after the mining of the USS Samuel B. Roberts, Operation Praying Mantis goes into full swing, and Bravo Group shows up at their oil rig first. At which point, they radio over to the oil rig and inform them that they will be blowing it up in 5 minutes and that they should all leave. So, a bunch of people start leaving. They hop in tugboats and take off. Bravo Group...
We're about to blow that up. You might want to get out of there.
They were courteous. They were
You know what?
courteous.
I will give you the time to fucking get a flotation device and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Good
You can
Lord.
have time to pack a bag and a half. fucking move.
in 5 minutes and that they should all leave. So a bunch of people start leaving. They hop in tugboats and take off. Bravo Group, seeing that they're making an honest effort to actually evacuate, agrees to give them 15 more minutes. So fast forward 20 minutes later, they send out another radio message. Hey, time's up. They then fire the 5-inch guns right over the top of the oil rig with the rounds set to airburst, hopefully scaring off any stragglers. And it is at this point that some Iranian military member decides that he is going to audition to be the main character of this story because he hops on a 23mm anti-aircraft gun and opens fire on Bravo Group. And without skipping a beat,
that man was.
I'm not sure
That boy had no brains.
That don't seem wise. But here we go.
fire on Bravo
Actually?
Group. And without skipping a beat, one of the 5-inch guns on one of the destroyers just goes, "Nyeh!" Poof, and just fucking direct hit smokes this dude. Barely touches the rest of the oil rig. This guy, definitely not the main character, but the silver lining, he at least made it into the credits as Baloney Miss Cloud #1. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing here, but at this
Baloney mist cloud.
Number one.
Number one.
Wow.
That suggests there may be more, but here we go.
Miss Cloud #1. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing here, but at this point, Bravo Group radios over to the oil rig one last time, something along the lines of, "Hey, does anybody else need to find out what it's like to chew 5 gum? Or are you fuckers ready to quit?" The oil rig finally radios back and is like, yeah, please cease fire. We're gonna leave. So all the Iranian military members leave. Bravo Group decides to open up on it for a little bit with the 5-inch guns before sending over a couple of Hueys full of Marines. The Marines hop out, place some demo charges, hop back on the helicopters, take off. The entire oil rig blows up, and already things are getting more proportional. And while all that was happening, Charlie Group made it to their first oil rig as well, and pretty much the exact same thing played out. The only differences were Charlie Group didn't have Marines to place the demo charges, they had Navy SEALs, and when the Iranians opened up with the 23mm anti-aircraft guns, they just decided to keep firing 5-inch shells at the oil platform until it burst into flames and burnt the entire thing to the ground. At which point,
America.
Or to the water.
At which point, America.
the commander of the destroyer kind of looks over at the Navy SEALs and is like, "Sorry, I guess you guys get to sit this one out."
Oh, mission got canceled? Good.
And while all that's going down, Bravo Group's already making their way over to the third oil rig, at which point they pick up something on radar, and it's definitely another enemy ship headed right towards them. And at this point, you have to remember, this is the late 1980s. None of the American sailors have seen naval warfare on this scale. The pucker factor is on. They are getting harpoon missiles ready, and they are about to get in like one of the biggest naval fights since World War II. At which point, whoever's in charge of Bravo Group decides to take a deep breath, and they're like, "Okay, let's send up a helicopter real quick just to verify that it's actually an enemy ship." So the helicopter goes up, radios back to Bravo Group. It's definitely a warship, but it's a Soviet destroyer. At which point everybody's like, "What? What is happening right now?" So they radio over to this Russian destroyer and they're like, "What are your intentions?" And the Russian commander radios back in broken English. I swear to God, this is a real quote.
No.
"I'm just here to take pictures for history. Look, I know that..."
What the fuck?
That's great.
That is fucking awesome.
I'm here to document.
Oh.
Yo,
I'm not here to get involved.
Fucking Americans are doing something stupid. Go. I think they're gonna blow something up. Take some pictures.
I'm here
And they're
to
like,
document. Period.
Oh.
"What are your intentions?" And the Russian commander radios back in broken English. I swear to God, this is a real quote. "I'm just here to take pictures for history. Look, I know that I bash on the Soviet Union and communism every single chance I get, but this time around, I gotta give it to them. These guys know how to party. Just straight up rolling into the middle of the largest naval operation since World War II to eat popcorn and watch. It's incredible." At this point, Iran finally figures out that there's something going on, but they don't really know what, so they just begin attacking any ship they can find, and the first ship they found was a civilian cargo ship called the Willie Tide, that they begin attacking with Boghammer-style speedboats. So the Willie Tide radios for help, the USS Enterprise responds by sending up a bunch of A-6 intruders, as well as F-14 Tomcats. The
It's got
Because why not?
It's got to be all fucking over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Do it.
over.
Oh,
It's
Intruders,
over.
as well as F-14 Tomcats. The A-6 intruders show up, start dropping cluster bombs. They end up hitting one of the speedboats and scattering the rest. The civilian cargo ship is saved. Hooray! Cutting back to Charlie Group, now there's an Iranian fast attack ship coming right at them. So they radio over like, hey, yeah, we're kind of going around blowing up all your stuff, but also we've got a very specific list. You're not on it, so how about you just go away and we'll forget we saw you. The Iranian fast attack ship messages back, sounds good, we'll do that. And then they just keep driving right towards them. And then this Iranian fast attack ship gets within like 15 miles of Charlie Group, which is like point blank range for a naval battle. Charlie Group radios again, dude, what?
I'm going to be honest with you. I did not know that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's a little bit of exaggeration there, but
You got to figure a 23 millimeter gun. Good God, they have a range from
yeah,
what
but
I
they're
understand.
shooting 5-inch guns.
Yeah.
It's the Iranians that have the 23 millimeter guns.
No. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we blew up.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
what
I'm
he
sorry.
was just saying.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. So think about that. So a 5-inch gun with that kind of a shell has a range of
23 millimeter, 2.3. Yeah, no, it's definitely
that range is 2 miles.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but that's roughly 2.3 or 23 millimeters. That's what they're saying, millimeters, not centimeters, right?
They're saying
Millimeters, yeah.
millimeters, yes.
That's roughly what the Iranians are shooting. That's what the Americans are shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, clearly the Iranians are going to win.
Towards them. And then this Iranian fast attack ship gets within like 15 miles of Charlie Group, which is like point blank range for a naval battle. Charlie Group radios again, dude, what are you doing? To which they respond, I'm following orders. And then they proceeded to lock their radar on Charlie Group, which Charlie Group can see. At which point Charlie Group immediately launches 5 missiles directly at the Iranian vessel. The Iranian vessel fires a harpoon missile back at Charlie Group. Both groups now have missiles in the air screaming towards one another. The Americans launch countermeasures, shooting up chaff rockets that end up catching the harpoon missile, detonating it in midair. The Iranian vessel, on the other hand, did not have any countermeasures capable of stopping the newer technology behind the American missiles, and it would end up getting sunk pretty much immediately. Then, before anybody can really even fully digest what just happened, radar picks up 3 Iranian F-4s screaming towards Charlie Group. Charlie Group then turns, fires a bunch of surface-to-air missiles at the F-4s. The F-4s see them coming. They're like, oh shit. They pop a U-turn and try to outrun them. F-4s, while they are extremely fast, can't outrun missiles, so one of the missiles ends up blowing a wing off one of the F-4s. Now America has taken out an entire naval vessel and an F-4 that they did not plan on taking out, and it's throwing off all of our proportions. And because
Ice them.
Ice them.
To be fair, he said it's throwing off the proportions.
Well, it's not their fault.
Right. They were provoked.
Yes, exactly.
all of our proportions. And because of that, American leadership orders Bravo Group to stand down. We're not going to go take out that third oil rig. And right as soon as that order gets given out, Delta Group chimes in, is like, hey, we found that frigate we were looking for. So now nobody knows what to do, because on one hand, things are already getting out of control, but on the other hand, we really want to take out these frigates. So American leadership decides, well, we might not even have to make a hard decision. Maybe that's not even the frigate and the radar's wrong. Why don't you go ahead and send a couple of A6 intruders over, do a flyby. They can verify that it's actually this new modern frigate. And if it is, we'll make a decision from there. Or so they thought, because the A6 pilots are about to decide that they are, in fact, the main characters of this story. You see, the USS Enterprise and its aircraft aren't really supposed to be doing a whole lot. They're more or less just there for insurance. In fact, they're only allowed to engage the enemy under one of two conditions. One, the President of the United States signs off on it, which is actually what happened with the speedboats earlier. Or two, they get fired upon first. So they got told to go fly by this boat to verify that it is in fact the new modern frigate, but they didn't get told how to fly by the boat, so they drop down 50 feet above the water and just gun it, and they buzz the entire ship. So the
Because, again, America.
Well, or they're like, well, we were told we can't shoot unless
We were told we can't
got
do
upon.
this.
We weren't told we couldn't buzz fucking foreign ships.
It doesn't even mean that they weren't told that, you know, it's like, don't be afraid to antagonize them.
Yeah, they were probably told something less specific than that. But yeah.
Don't be afraid to push those buttons.
Get it done.
Yeah,
They were told, get it done.
Yeah.
Well, also think about pilots though. Pilots might just be thinking they may not even need to be told. Fucking flyboys, they got an ego.
They got an itch.
They got an ego. Here we go.
And just gun it, and they buzz the entire ship. So the ship opens fire with its AA guns, but these planes are so low to the water, the AA guns can't actually aim down low enough, so all the anti-aircraft fire goes right over the top of them. They continue to stay low enough till they get out of anti-aircraft gun range, and then they pull up, at which point the ship launches a bunch of surface-to-air missiles at them. They drop chaff as a countermeasure, takes care of those, no big deal. They then go around, do a U-turn, send a radio message to this frigate, I'm going to sink you now, which they can now legally do because remember, the ship fired on them first.
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
So the A6 fires an anti-ship harpoon missile, and the second they pull the trigger on that, the fire control team from the USS Enterprise is like, what the fuck are you doing? We're not supposed to be killing things yet. And the A6s are like, look, they fired at us first. Them's the rules. And the USS Enterprise is like, holy shit, okay, I guess. Let him have it. Then the harpoon missile finally makes impact. It's a bullseye. The A6s do a U-turn, go, drop another 500-pound laser-guided bomb right through the deck of this frigate, fly past it, do another U-turn, come back, drop a 1,000-pound bomb on it. Then they radio over to the Enterprise and like, yeah, it's definitely going to sink. We're going to head back. So the A6s take off, headed back to the Enterprise, and like 5 minutes later, Delta Group shows up with their warships and begin firing on the already sinking frigate. They hit the magazine, the frigate explodes.
Hold on.
Oh my
That
God.
might be the most Marca part of the fucking story. Oh, you're sinking? We want to get our shots.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me help you with that. Hold on.
Holy
They just wanted to make the argument, no, we sunk it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
On the already sinking frigate, they hit the magazine, the frigate explodes, rapidly sinks to the ocean floor. At this point, naval leadership is like, okay, Jesus Christ, everybody stop killing things. We need to figure out what all happened. We got to keep this proportional. Remember.
Proportional.
So they start radioing back and forth. Everybody's figuring out what everybody did, if anybody's hurt, what's going on, the whole story. And then as the A6s are making their way back to the USS Enterprise, guess what they happen to fly past? The other modern frigate. So now the entire US Navy's looking at this last frigate like SpongeBob looking at a jug of water.
I don't need it. I need it.
Oh my God.
But also, like, realistically speaking, the A6s are pretty much out of ammunition. The only thing they have left are 2,000-pound bombs, and those just aren't going to be enough by themselves without a harpoon missile to take down this ship anyways, so they really are just going to fly by and verify that it's the modern frigate. So the A6 intruders go ahead, they do their flyby. It is in fact the new frigate that they thought it was, and it does in fact open fire on the A6s. A6s make it out completely unscathed, at which point they pop a U-turn, and one of the A6 pilots is like,
It's the bullseye WARRP rats in my T-16 back home.
So the A6 pulls up, gaining altitude, and then dives down, aims its nose right at the frigate at like a 35-degree angle. They're doing a good old-fashioned dive bombing run like it's fucking World War II. The AA guns start firing, there's bullets whizzing past the plane, but they're committed now. They're closing in, closing in. The bombardier behind the pilot lets the pilot know, hey, I'm locked on. At which point, bombs away, the pilot pulls up, and the bomb goes right down the fucking smokestack of this boat. Blows up, completely destroying the entire engine room. That frigate is now dead in the water with no power. The A6s go ahead and radio in that they have completely disabled this frigate, at which point the American leadership calls a complete ceasefire. They're going to go ahead and let that frigate survive, get towed off, potentially be repaired. With the U.S. Navy having effectively disabled...
Hold on. That is incredible. Look, I realize that they intended they thought that they would be able to do some real damage, but dropping it down to fucking smokestack,
That's crazy.
there's got to be a little bit of luck involved at least.
Yeah. I would think-
Oh yeah. That was definitely a
Little
here
bit.
hold my
He ain't
beer
Luke.
moment. That was
He
a
ain't
hold my
Luke.
beer
Let's put it
moment.
that way.
That's the pilot looking back to the bombardier.
Did that just happen?
Did that go in?
I think we did that.
Did that go in?
Dude, did we fucking just do that?
All right, here we go.
They're going to go ahead and let that frigate survive, get towed off, potentially be repaired. With the U.S. Navy having effectively disabled or destroyed over half of Iran's functioning navy, the U.S. military decides to call it a good day, ends Operation Praying Mantis. We all get to live happily ever after. Except later that night, Iran decided that they wanted to fight a little bit more, and they launched a bunch of Silkworm anti-ship missiles at American vessels. Luckily, no American vessels were actually hit. However, this is now a huge political problem because America has been mad at the fact that Iran even had Silkworm missiles for years at this point, and the American government has made it very clear to Iran that if they ever used them, they would be going to war with America. Period. That's set in stone. So the Reagan administration, not wanting to kick off World War III in the 1980s, reaches out to the Iranian government and is like, here's what's going to happen. You're going to go ahead and admit that that was an accident. I'm going to sweep it under the rug and we're never going to talk about it again. Because if this makes headline news and the American people find out, I'm going to have to get real proportional around here. So Iran's like, okay, fine, whatever. It was an accident. Let's sweep that whole thing under the rug. But I am still going to take America to international court to try to prove that it was a war crime to take out my oil rigs. That way I can get reparations and make America pay for it. So they go to international court. They lay out the case. The international court is looking at America like, okay, well, first of all, you're the fraction people. I don't know how you think that this is proportional, but it definitely wasn't. Second of all, according to the Amity Act, you absolutely should not have attacked their oil rigs. This is probably a war crime. At which point the representative for America is like, well, actually, if you read the Amity Treaty between Iran and the United States, it only talks about ships and boats. It don't say shit about oil rigs, meaning I wasn't obligated to not attack those oil rigs. At which point the court is like, hold on. Fucking, he's right, son of a bitch. Okay, well, I guess America's innocent because I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's never a war crime the first time. And now for the best part of the entire story. America now proceeds to go over to Dubai.
Oh, is it? That's
his merch.
Nice.
I may have to buy that shirt.
Because I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's never a war crime the first time. And now for the best part of the entire story. America now proceeds to go over to Dubai, pick up what's left of the USS Samuel B. Roberts, tow it all the way back to Maine, then take the ship out of the water, get it in dry dock, cut out the entire damaged section of the ship, including the engine compartment, build another module to fit in its place. This thing weighs like 300 tons. They jack it up, weld it right where it's at, get everything rehooked up, reconnected. And this boat is back out on the ocean 1 year later on April 1st, 1989. It then goes on to get recommissioned and serves in the Navy until...
What the fuck?
Play it. He'll tell you
I
when to stop.
I will, but that's fucking crazy. It had a 15 fucking foot hole in it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Ocean 1 year later on April 1st, 1989. It then goes on to get recommissioned and serves in the Navy until 2015. I mean, playing Battleship against America's gotta suck, right? Like, haha, I've sunk your frigate. And America's like, first of all, no, you didn't. Second of all, fuck your entire Navy as it picks up your board and just throws it at the wall. So in conclusion, if you do ever find yourself being the leader of a foreign nation one day, the best advice that I can possibly give you is A, do whatever you can to not raise gas prices, and B, whatever you do not fuck with America's boats. We do not like that shit. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is like, comment, subscribe, maybe go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
That was fucking amazing.
That's
It was.
That is amazing.
Still
The whole
playing
history
back
of
up.
that.
Yeah, I still have music going.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I figured it would be done sooner, but I forgot that it was an 18+ minute video.
Yeah.
So while it looked like a little tiny part that would have gone out like 4 or 5 seconds after I was wrong. I was wrong. Holy shit. I'll say it every fucking time. That guy really does have an ability to teach, I guess. He finds the interesting key moments. He obviously he's not teaching the entire history of a thing, but he knows how to summarize it and make it, like I said earlier to Jersey, palatable.
Mm-hmm.
You want to listen to it. You want to know more about it.
I'd like to hear him narrate the Battle of Guadalcanal.
I think he does.
No.
Does he?
I think
No
I think he does.
Well, if somebody gets this fucking far into the video, please put that link in the
Battle of
description.
Guadalcanal.
The one that Jersey says that he fucking, yeah, that'd be fucking great. Dude, that's seriously, I really like that guy. I already liked the stuff before we started getting requests for it, but there's never stuff that I sought out. And yeah, I'm going to be seeking out his stuff because he really does a good job. Like I said, I bought the Marcellus Clay book, Cassius Marcellus Clay, based on The last one that we reacted to. I really that boat lasted till 2015.
Yep.
Another 25 years after it had a 15-foot fucking hole blown into it. They didn't say fuck this. The hole's compromised. We're gonna have to just build another one in this class. No,
they just
they
fixed
fucking fixed it.
They just fixed it.
And that fucking crew. God damn. All that was awesome. I don't know one part that wasn't fucking cool about that whole story. Anyone else?
I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my comment for every single one of the videos that we react to of his. I loved every single fucking second of it.
Yeah.
Every single fucking second.
Informative and entertaining.
Yes.
Love it. I like his stuff.
Just going to throw this one in here real quick, and I'm putting it in this video just so we know.
It's cute.
He has one.
Oh.
The most gangster general of the American Revolution, Daniel Morgan. 46 minutes.
Oh, he has videos, dude, that could be an hour, over an hour long.
I'm just saying that's the first one at the top of his list.
No, as far as Fat Electrician goes, I've seen a lot of his stuff when he first started on TikTok, which were cool. Like anywhere from like 3 to 5 to 10 minute videos. As I started watching more and more his stuff, I started and I'm not a history guy, but I'd start to actually watch his videos and learn. And then I, found it on YouTube, and I've been watching, I've sat there and watched 2 to 3 episodes that were over an hour each. And just because they make me laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm learning something at the same time. So I'm not a complete moron.
You get pulled into it.
Yeah. You get pulled into it. And I'm a proportional moron. Right. It's again, his stuff is awesome. I love it. That's it.
That's it.
I'm
in the middle of being distracted while I try to order that fucking shirt right now. So I apologize. That's why I'm looking off screen. Anybody else want to fucking close this out while I fucking buy this fucking shirt?
Hey, you know what? You can come on by and watch us on YouTube on Sunday, every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. That's the We Ain't Raised Right podcast. AJ down there, he does some merch. Don't you have one of them shitty signs you want to hold up? You want to hold up your shitty sign? Great. There's your shitty
My coffee stain sign.
There's your fucking shitty sign.
And
Get your fucking shine box.
I do a game stream on Saturday nights. Some of the subs come out and everybody hangs and has a great time. So like to see you out on Twitch at 9 p.m. on Saturdays too. That would be fucking great.
Great.
Other than that,
like, comment, subscribe.
Live comments. Yeah, what he said.
Oh yeah.
The link to the original videos down below. Click on that. Give Fat Electrician a view. Watch it all the way through.
Do it.
Other than that, see you later.
Bye.
I just ordered it. It's fucking great. Oh, bye.